Hello everyone, welcome to Career Launcher IAS, and today in our mentoring session series we'll bring you one another session. So today's session will be about how to make perfect timetable for IAS exam preparation. So in today's session we're going to talk about how a UPSC aspirant can create their own timetable. Okay, so we'll be discussing what are the do's and don'ts for your to create your timetable. We'll also be discussing what are the things that is required being an IAS aspirant to follow that particular timetable, and we'll also gonna discuss a sample timetable. So we have created a sample timetable for you to give you a reference how you can create your own particular timetable. Okay, so let's go ahead with the session. Okay, so first of all, let's discuss basic tips, that you need to know before creating your timetable. Okay, so the first thing that you need to make sure is that you should have a perfect study environment. Okay, so that is the basic thing that you require, because you should not have any kind of problem in finding out place according to the timetable that you have created. That let's say you wanted to study at a particular time, but you are fighting for finding a skilled place, a place where you can study perfectly. So you should have a study place for you 24/7, which is accessible to you only, and where you can go to any point in time. So when you are creating a timetable, you need not to worry about the place to find if you are putting something at a particular time slot about your study, practice or anything. The second important thing is that you need to be a time lord or time lady. What do I mean by that? That you need to make sure if you are creating a timetable and if you are following a timetable doing your UPSC exam preparation, time should not drive you. You should be able to drive time. Okay, so you should not have any constraint while creating that timetable. Okay, the third thing is you need to make sure that you keep it interesting. Okay, that is extremely important. It should not be monotonous. Okay, the fourth thing, wherever you are feeling problem, if you have created a timetable, you are not able to follow that, or you are not able to, probably there is some issue while creating the timetable, there is some issue while following that timetable, then ask for the help. Maybe ask for the help from your mentors, from your seniors, anybody you feel who can help you out. Okay. Another thing which is very important is have sufficient breaks in between. Okay, it's extremely important to have breaks in between your studies. Okay, to make sure that you recharge yourself. Another important thing is reward yourself with a treat. See, when you are creating a timetable, what you are doing? You are creating a goal for yourself. You are creating let's say if you have created a 7 days or a 1 month timetable, what you have done? You have created a goal for next 7 days or next 1 month to follow a certain pattern of study that you have decided for yourself. Okay, now if you are able to achieve that goal, let's say you have created a 7-day timetable and you are able to achieve, let's say, follow it up by 90% efficiency, or let's say 100% efficiency, that means you are able to achieve your goal. Now at this point in time, give yourself a treat, maybe something that you like to eat some special kind of a pizza or kind of an ice cream. Just give yourself a treat, a reward, so that that motivation keeps on going. And the last thing is put it to the test. Practice, mock test. Your timetable should not only include the study part, it must include the practice part on an everyday basis. That is the mistake that a lot of students who are preparing for UPSC does, that their timetable or study pattern that they follow for first 6-8 months only include the study time or the learning time, and they don't focus on practice or mock test or practice questions from the very starting. You should not do that. Okay, let's go a little ahead. Okay, now there are few things that should be there in you. If you don't have that, you need to make sure that you inculcate these these things in you, so that you'll be able to follow that timetable to the T. Okay, the important factors that should be there in your personality or in you to make sure that you are a timetable kind of a person. Okay, first thing is honesty. Obviously you need to be honest. So if you have started following a timetable and you are not able to follow it up, you need to be honest to commit yourself that maybe I have not created the right kind of goals for myself, or maybe there is some other issue that I am facing. You need to be honest by yourself that you are not following it up, and you need to find that mistake that you are doing. okay, and corrected. Seriousness, obviously, seriousness I'm not talking about, after making your timetable, seriousness, that's another story, but more important part is how serious you are about your preparation. So while creating your timetable, you should be extremely serious about what you are doing, okay. The third thing is discipline. This is extremely obvious that if you wanted to prepare through a timetable kind of an study, you have to be disciplined about your schedule, okay. Whatever the time limit that you have decided, what is the time duration or time slot that you have decided for yourself, you need to adhere to that, okay. Goal setting is extremely important. That's the first basic rule of timetable. So for example, if you are creating a 7-day timetable, you need to first create a 7-day goal, that what you need to study, what you need to cover in those 7 days, and then divide that into the timetable that you are preparing, okay. Then comes concentration. See, the time that you have allotted for your study will not bear fruit until and unless you are concentrated, you are not concentrated on that particular time period. So you need to make sure that if you have devoted some particular time duration for your practice or some particular time duration for your newspaper reading or for learning, you need to concentrate on that particular part at that point in time. Otherwise, you'll be wasting your time, obviously. And you need to make sure that you are healthy enough, you maintain your health, you eat the way it should be so that you are healthy to study. Maintain your health is extremely important, okay. In today's scenario, it becomes all the more important. Now let's go ahead and let's understand how a timetable of a UPSC aspirant looks like, okay. So here we have taken few assumptions. The two assumptions that we have taken while creating this timetable for a UPSC aspirant is, one, that he is an early riser, okay. So he'll start his day very early at 5 o'clock in the morning, okay. Second assumption that we have taken is that this particular student who is preparing for UPSC is only doing UPSC exam preparation. So he is not working, he is not into college, so he is not doing any other preparation, and his full time duration is devoted to UPSC exam preparation only, okay. So now let's understand how a timetable comes out for a UPSC aspirant who is only doing UPSC preparation right now. I'll also give you tips about if you are a college student, if you are into graduation, post graduation, doing studies right now and simultaneously preparing for UPSC, or if you are a working candidate and preparing for UPSC. I'll give you tips for that, how you can make changes into this particular timetable only, take it as a base and create your own timetable also. Okay, now in this timetable, this is not something that we are saying that this is the only possible timetable. This is based on the assumption to give you a reference. Now you, based on this, you will get an idea and you can create your own timetable based on your constraint, based on your liking, based on your scenarios, okay. So let's go ahead. So first thing first, I'll start my day at 5 o'clock, okay. I'll start my day at 5 o'clock. From 5 to 5:30. So I'll do morning yoga or exercise, okay. Now this is extremely important, okay. It will gonna be a long day if you are a UPSC aspirant, okay. There'll be a lot of study session, lot of practice session, okay. So you need to have a good mental strength and good physical strength to go throughout the day. Another important aspect about UPSC exam preparation is that it's a very, very lengthy study pattern that you need to follow for close to 10 to 12 months bare minimum, okay. So to survive for that long consistently, okay, day in, day out, you need to be in a good mental health as well as physical health. So that first half an hour of the day is dedicated to that. So you'll do some kind of a yoga or exercise, whatever you like to do, okay. Then comes the next half an hour where you will do your daily course, okay. So you will freshen up, have a bath and everything, and you get ready for your day. Then 6:15 to 7:45, that is the time, 1 hour 30 minutes, 90 minutes duration, where you will start with a newspaper on a daily basis, okay. So at this point in time, you will read newspaper, okay. Now other than that reading, so reading newspaper should not take more than 45 to 60 minutes for a UPSC aspirant, but I have taken 90 minutes out here because with newspaper you will also be making notes. I'm sorry. So with newspaper you will also be making notes, okay. So that is extremely important, okay. So that 30 minutes, extra 30 minutes I have given to make sure that you also create notes of yours with the newspaper. Then comes next 7:45 to 8:30 p.m. 45 minutes for your breakfast. Now for breakfast, I would advise you to take a heavy healthy breakfast, so that in case if your lunch you have to skip because of your schedule, or you will have to take a light lunch or fast lunch, you should be able to survive throughout the day by evening. Okay, so take a good breakfast in the morning, okay, so that you will be completely ready for the whole day. Okay, then comes your revision time. So next 1 hour, that is 8:30 to 9:30 am, will be dedicated to revision. Okay, now at this point in time, you will do whatever you have done yesterday. Okay, so that if you are following if you are doing the same topic, there should be a continuity. Okay, also if you are changing topic, whatever you have done yesterday, that memory will get refreshen up, and you will be able to memorize things for a longer period if you have a habit of revising things. Okay, after that I'll do study for next 90 minutes. Okay, so 9:30 to 11 am I'll study. Okay, now this is the first study time that I have taken other than the newspaper. Okay, now this is the time where my mind is at its peak, because I'm just starting my day. I'm at the very starting leg of my day, so my mind is completely at its 100% efficiency level. So I would advise you to take the difficult subject at this particular time. Okay, so probably whatever you have decided for the day to cover up during today's whatever be your goal to cover the syllabus, take the hardest part of that, difficult part of that, and take that into the first session, because this is the time where you will be able to decipher difficult things very easily. Okay, now after 11 o'clock, let's go ahead. Next half an hour is a break. Okay, so I've studied newspaper in the morning for 90 minutes, then I've done a 1 hour revision, then I've done a 90-minute study session. Now I will take a break. It's enough for me right now. Okay, so I'll take a break. I'll do whatever I would like to do at this point in time, just to make sure that my mind freshen up, and I can restart my studies afterwards. Okay, now after this break, I'll again sit for 120 minutes, 2 hours, from 11:30 am to 1:30 pm for my study. Okay, at this time, if you feel that whatever you were studying in the morning, because it was a difficult thing that you have chosen to study, difficult parts, if that is lagging you behind, it is lagging you down, okay, if it is kind of creeping some monotony, then you can change your subject at this point in time, or you can follow it up with the same thing. Now after that 2 hour of study, what I'll do, I'll take a lunch break. Okay, so 1 hour of lunch break that I'll take right now. Okay, so that is 1:30 to 2:30 pm. Now lunch, you have to be a little smarter. Okay, see, this is the time where you'll feel very lethargic, where you'll feel kind of sleepy. Okay, so at this time, if you take a very heavy lunch, that sleepy feeling will keep on lingering for a longer time. Okay, so to make sure that I don't get into that trap of sleepiness, I'll take a light lunch at this point in time. I would advise you to take fruit or salad at this point in time. Do not take heavy lunch, otherwise you're gonna regret later part of the day. Okay, so take a light lunch. Okay, take a healthy salad or fruits at this point in time. And after your lunch, the next close to 90 minutes, 2:30 to 4 pm, dedicated to practice. Okay, for solving practice questions, solving mock test, because this is the time where your mind will be at its lowest level. Okay, because I told you it's kind of a sleepiness feeling at this point in time after lunch timing always. So at this point in time, if you start something new, if you start learning new things, it will be difficult for you. It's better if you do something which is kind of practice thing, where you don't require that kind of an efficiency. You are doing something that you have already learned. You are not learning new things. You are practicing what you have done till now. Okay, that will also rejuvenate you for your next sessions. Okay, now after 4 o'clock, after my testing time, I'll take a tea break for half an hour. Okay, now this is where you will because your sleepiness is creeping in right now, I'll take some tea or some kind of a juice or anything, or maybe I'll go for a walk, so that sleepiness feeling will goes away. I'll got rejuvenated for my next leg of sessions. Okay, now after that, half an hour I'll devote to my hobby time. Now this is extremely important. You must have 30 minutes of the day dedicated to something that you love to do. Okay, and hobby is something that only. Okay, this will also gonna help you at the time of interviews, because Usually there is a question related to your hobby into the interview. There are chances that they're gonna ask you something related to that. So if you're following up your hobby on a daily basis consistently, you'll be very, very confident to answer those kind of questions. Okay. Now I have taken a tea break. I've done with my hobby. So this is now I have rejuvenated. I kind of, I am ready for another longer hour session of my study. So I'll take 3 hours of study time right now from 6 to 9 p.m. I'm sorry. And at this point in time, I'll try to finish off whatever my goal for the day is, and I'll also create next day's goal at this point in time. Okay. After that, I'll take my dinner 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. At this point in time, I would advise you to watch some news channel. Okay. Some kind of a news while taking your dinner, or maybe you can follow some website news apps as well. Okay. This will gives you a little idea about tomorrow's newspaper. So nothing would be like surprising for you tomorrow when you read your newspaper in the morning of the day. Okay. And then 10 o'clock bedtime. Maybe if you wanted to read something before kind of sleeping, you can have a 15-20 minutes reading session, but by 10:30 you should be at at your bed. And then 5 o'clock, so round about 7 hours sleep time is there. You will again start with your another day of UPSC exam preparation. Now few things to understand out here, look out here. We have had timings for everything in this particular time schedule. Okay, we had time for our practice, we had time for newspaper, we had time for hobby, we had time for daily learning, okay, study time. We also had time for our different breaks of morning, evening and night dinner, lunch and breakfast. We also had time for teas, okay, and then there are other break times also. So we also have time for our exercise. Okay, so then revision also. So that is how you should prepare your timetable, that everything should be included into there. Okay, now there are students who don't have the luxury of time while preparing for UPSC exam because they are either working or they are into their graduation. So for all of you, what you need to make sure is that there are 3 timings out of the whole schedule. There are 3 times which are the most important. One is the study time, one is the practice time, and the third one is your newspaper time. Okay, so what you can do is probably on a daily basis you follow these 3 things on the time duration that you have for your studies in the day after your work hours or after your college hours. So must give if you have, let's say, 3 hours or 4 hours or 5 hours of time duration with you for UPSC preparation, divide that into practice, study and newspaper, and then probably few bits like hobby, revision, all these things you can put on the weekend slot on Saturday and Sundays. So weekly you can do your revision on Saturday, Sunday. The hobby that you wanted to follow, you can have it at Saturday, Sundays. Okay, so probably that way you can make your own timetable based on the constraint that you have. One thing that I would advise, recommend somebody who is working or who is into their graduation and simultaneously preparing for UPSC. Do not hurry up with your preparation, okay, because you have less time, so it may take you longer to prepare. So a normal UPSC student may be able to prepare in 8 to 10 months. You may be required 15-16 months. So have that thing in mind while preparing, okay, because it's a complex examination and require a strategic thinking while preparing. Okay, now let's go a little ahead. Now how this timetable, this is a exercise, it's a complex exercise of making timetable. So is it required? How it helps us? So let's understand that also. See, first of all, it will give you clarity. Okay, so it will give you clarity. Okay, so it will give you absolute clarity. Somebody will gonna ask you, let's say, what you have done in last 7 days. If you're following a timetable, you can just open your timetable and tell them that what you have done. If you yourself wanted to know how much I have covered, how much I have to cover, everything is crystal clear to you, because that's the biggest problem that a UPSC aspirant face after 2-3 months of their preparation, that where I am, where I am going, what I have done, how much is left. Now if you are following a timetable, everything is crystal clear because everything is in black and white. Then it will create a habit, which is extremely important. If you wanted to clear UPSC examination, one thing that will gonna be the biggest factor in your UPSC exam preparation is your consistency. Okay, your intelligence, how good you are into your study will come next, but before that you have to be extremely consistent for next 8, 10, 12 months, and that will come only when you have a habit of doing things. Now that that timetable is creating, inculcating that habitual thing into you. It is creating a habit in you of studying at some pattern that you are following. Now it will beat stress. Now the biggest problem that a UPSC aspirant feel is, which I discussed in previous point, that where am I, how much I have to go, am I on the right path or not. So that stress will not be there for you if you are following a timetable, because you absolutely know what you are doing. Okay, then obviously it will boost confidence. When stress is not there, when you are keep on following your timetable for 7 days, then 30 days, then 45 days, then 90 days, you are covering everything as you have planned, obviously your confidence will be sky high, and that will gonna make or break your attempt. How confident you are while attempting the examination paper will play a key role in how you attempt the paper. Okay, and obviously it will create accountability. Okay, so it will create that accountability factor, that you have decided on doing something, now you are following it up, so that accountability is there. So I'll also introduce about Career Launcher IAS. So we are a 25-year-old brand from the house of Career Launcher. We provide different programs for UPSC exam preparation from the Career Launcher IAS brand. We also are present onto different channels like Telegram and YouTube. So if you wanted to follow more such videos, or wanted to get exposed to our content, you can follow us on Telegram. We are available at @CLUPSC on Telegram app. In YouTube we are available. You can search us through Career Launcher UPSC. So you can just type in on YouTube Career Launcher UPSC. You'll be able to land on our channel. Just subscribe that, press the bell icon, so that you'll keep on getting these kind of sessions in your notifications. We also do a lot of live sessions out there. We do on a weekly basis, we do current affairs live courses and UPSC editorial live courses on our YouTube channel, which are completely free of cost. So just go to the YouTube channel of Career Launcher UPSC and subscribe there. You'll find a lot of free courses. So we also do courses called as UPSC at home. Okay, so these are very exclusive specialized courses made for online audience. So we have been doing these online courses from a very long time, and we have mastered the technology in how how an online learning should be. Okay, so we have been training 10,000 plus students on a yearly basis. And so what we do in our classes are live classes where you can interact with the faculty. They'll answer your question at live into the classes. Then you will get 24/7 access to all the recordings of the live classes that you have attended. So if you have attended a live class or not attended, you'll get the recording anyways. And these are super affordable courses. Okay, what we say is, say no to high fees. You should not pay a high fees for a UPSC preparation. Okay, we are giving you top quality coaching, top quality mentors, which I'm going to discuss in next few slides, at a very genuine affordable cost. So the program that we do is called General Studies Foundation Pre Plus Main Course. Okay, it is available for target year 2021, 2022 and 2023. What's included into the course? So your preparation for General Studies Prelims, preparation for General Studies Mains, all 4 papers, NCERT, Current Affairs, answer writing, interviews and essay paper. Everything is included into the program. Okay, we do special classes for NCERT, Current Affairs and answer writing. These are very exclusive specialized classes to make sure that you cover those part of the syllabus. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. So in the classes what we do, so we provide you live classes. We provide you doubt solving in each of the classes in interactive mode. We provide you recording of all the classes. We provide you weekly current affairs classes, guest speaker lectures from ex-IAS officers, and we provide you specialized doubt session, after a regular interval, in case if you are not able to follow the live classes. Then in study material, the course also includes the study material pack, which includes class notes in e-format, 11 e-booklets, NCERT compilation books, and an e-library which have a lot of books, which are part of that e-library related to UPSC preparation. Then in practice, we provide you, so a practice test kit is also included into the program, which has daily current affairs based test. It has regular MCQ based test on a weekly basis. It has mains based practice question test. It has prelims test series complete 35 test long prelims test series covering both paper 1 and paper 2 general studies and CSAT. It also has NCERT test series. Okay, we give you a facility of writing mains answer, and then you can send us for checking. Our faculty checks each answer and give you feedback related to that. So that is included into the course. In current affairs, we do a daily, weekly current affairs notes we provide you. We provide you 4 monthly magazines called Join the Dots based on monthly current affairs, current issues, Yojana, Kurukshetra, and there will be one MCQ series. We give you budget and economic survey compilation of all the years which you are present with us, and we'll give you daily practice test also based on current affairs. Then you will also be part of a Telegram group, an exclusive group of enrolled student only, where you can talk to your mentors. So your mentors, your faculties are part of that group. So 24/7 you can reach out to your mentors. Your batchmates are part of your group, so you can discuss about certain things, about certain topics into that. We do a lot of contests, lot of thought-provoking sessions in between, like essay writing and answer writing based. And then you will get unlimited access if you are joining whatever. So if you are joining 2021 course, you get an unlimited access till mains 2021. If you are joining 2022 course, you will get unlimited access till mains 2022. If you are joining a 2023 course, you are getting the access till mains 2023. So this is the program structure or session plan for the course. A total of 1000 plus hours of session you will gonna get, which divided into different, it is covering the complete syllabus of UPSC exam, general studies, prelims, mains and essay, okay, including the NCERT classes, okay, and you will get live classes as well as recording of 1000 plus hours of classes, okay. You will be taught by a team of faculty. There are close to 10 faculties that will gonna teach you. Every faculty is, specialized into their particular subject, their particular topic. Okay, we have Anant Tripathi sir, who will take your history and art and culture, having 12 plus years of experience. He is an FMS pass out, have given UPSC interviews multiple times. Then we have Ignatius Loyola sir, who will be teaching you polity, IR and internal security, 15 plus years of experience. We have Rajiv Ranjan sir, who is, who has worked into HSBC London. He teaches you economy in a different pattern. He connect economy with the global standards and the practical knowledge that he have gone from HSBC London. He has an 8 plus years of experience. He is an NIT alumnus and faced interview 3 times. Then we have M. Seva Sakri ma'am for ethics, integrity and aptitude, that is GS paper 4. She is having 9 plus years of experience. Again, appeared into interview twice. Then for geography and environment and current affairs, we have Praveen Chaubey sir, 8 plus years of experience. Then we have Ambuj Gautam sir for disaster management and Indian society, 7 plus years of experience, a BTech from education. Then we have Preeti Sagar ma'am, Aparna ma'am, which is will gonna teach you science and technology and current affairs and essay. So every faculty is specialized into their own department, their own topics. All of them are extremely experienced and they are very, very approachable. Okay. So in all, the complete program of whatever I have told you, complete structure will be available. It starts from 15,999 only. So everything is including. Okay, for a 2022 course, you just need to pay 15,999. Okay, there is no hidden cost out here. Okay. This is the result that we have for 2019 exam. So we have 6 rankers into top 50. Okay. And this is my email ID in case if you wish to write to me, if you have any question related to the UPSC exam, if you are facing any issue in UPSC exam preparation, anything related to the timetable that we have just discussed, you can mail me at himanshu.tyagi@careerlauncher.com. Thank you so much. All the best for your UPSC exam.